Yesterday marked the biggest day for VR in 2023. We finally got to see a sneak peek of the Quest 3 with a hands-on report, and the Metagame Showcase just announced a ton of new games. Strap in because this is your week's worth of VR news. So the long-anticipated Metagame Showcase has concluded, and the word coming from everyone's mouth is, well, disappointment. There was no San Andreas VR, no Minecraft announcements, no Roblox, no word on Xbox Game Pass, but it doesn't mean it came without a few good games. Meta seems to be focusing on their new IPs, and it would have been good to hear something about GTA, but that just seems to be floating further into the distance. But let's focus on the positive, because I'm sure you can all agree the VR community does not need more negativity. And there are a few games I'm genuinely excited for, like Arizona Sunshine 2. This got announced a few weeks ago at the PSVR 2 event, but I'm glad to see this coming to the Quest. Vampire the Masquerade also looks really interesting. It looks like an Assassin's Creed style vampire stealth game. And as for Assassin's Creed, Ubisoft are saving it for their event in a few days' time, which is understandable. Power Wash Simulator, which I guess is great for VR. Stranger Things is also coming to the Quest, which a few of you actually predicted. This looks really interesting, as it seems like it could be part of the main storyline, where you play as Vecna. Bulletstorm VR, which if you remember, was an incredible game back from the Xbox 360 era. Ghostbusters 2, we finally got to see some gameplay, and it does look like this could be a fairly decent multiplayer game. Dungeons Eternity looks like the multiplayer dungeon crawler we have all been looking for, and we finally got another look on Attack on Titan, but unfortunately there was no gameplay. But the biggest announcement, and what was clearly made the focus of the event, was Asgard's Wrath 2, the sequel to the original. It looks as if this is the open world game we have all been looking for, and from the gameplay we have been shown, it looks incredibly beautiful. For those that have played the original, it was one of the most well-refined VR games to come out, and still to this day is one of the best VR games to ever come out. But now the event has passed, the one thing that's still abundantly clear is VR is still new. There are some great games on the Quest at the moment, but obviously the community wants nostalgia. I want nostalgia, to experience games that I've played before in a new way. But I understand and appreciate the need to grow new IPs, and the VR devs of today will grow to become the AAA devs of tomorrow. I'm still bummed about the event, but the games shown weren't terrible. Everything is releasing within the next 12 months, and I'll put a full list of the games down in the description. But now onto what most of you are interested about, and that of course is the Quest 3. Meta released a promo on screen now showing their flagship device, and the best thing about this teaser is that it confirms everything we've been talking about. But most interestingly, it confirms something that happened earlier this week and provides legitimacy to an actual hands-on account with the Meta Quest 3. And we're going to go over every detail because what's said in the report is actually really interesting. But before I do, I just want to take a few seconds to talk about today's sponsor. I will only ever do sponsors with something that I feel has intrinsic value, and this company, Exter, provide what I would consider the most well-designed wallet on the market today. This wallet has the smallest form factor I've ever seen. It holds all of your cards with this incredible mechanism to access them. It also has RFID protection. I've paired mine up with this incredible tracker card that allows me to locate and ring my wallet. The tracker card is solar powered and lasts up to 3 months fully charged, which is incredible. You can also use it to ring your phone. It comes in a variety of styles to choose from, like this carbon fiber wallet. Use code VIRTUALCHAP for 35% off in the biggest Father's Day event of the year. Links are all down in the description. But now on to the Bloomberg report. This comes from Bloomberg journalist Mark Gurman, who had hands-on with a prototype of the Quest 3. The recent promo from Meta and the leaks from Sadly It's Bradley all tie in together to give this report legitimacy. First off, he stated that the VR displays feel similar despite the Quest 3 having a higher resolution. Take in mind though, Gurman is not a seasoned VR expert, just a tech enthusiast. As a regular VR user, pancake lenses provide a night and day difference in clarity, and going from the Quest 2 to the Pro is extremely noticeable, but only to someone who uses VR regularly. So I take that information with a pinch of salt. He also stated where he saw the most improvements was with performance and pass-through, which is understandable as the new Snapdragon Gen 2 boasts double the computational power, and the external cameras and depth sensors allow for mixed reality, but it goes deeper than that. The pass-through is supposedly better than the Pro's, which is both annoying and a relief. The Quest Pro's pass-through does look good on screen, but inside the headset it's noticeably blurry. The Pico has better pass-through, but lacks depth. If the Quest 3 can pull off good pass-through, this opens up to a world of new possibilities, like this for example. Gurman mentions the Quest 3 has environmental meshing, which would essentially remove the Guardian system entirely and replace it with an automatic Guardian system. This will automatically enable games that can make use of this, like defend your house from a zombie apocalypse, or even the start of custom home environments within your home environment. I've always wanted a Pac-Man arcade machine in my kitchen, for example, and with effective environmental meshing and custom XR home environments, we could create two instances of the same world, a augmented metaverse layered upon our physical space. Pokemon Go in the real world would become possible. What also was confirmed in the report was lack of face and eye tracking, which with the launch price of $499 is understandable. That technology will take time to reduce in cost, and it's just a shame there isn't any modularity for those who want to add those features to the Quest 3. The controllers are the biggest surprise for me. Gurman mentions in the article, again confirmed in the promo, that it has no tracking rings or cameras, which is, to be honest, really confusing. I generally don't understand how these can track effectively. There are rumours it's using infrared, but there's still no comparison to the Pro controllers and the original Quest. I can't see how this would be effective, but Meta's been doing an incredible job at controller tracking, and it's possible they are at the point where they have the confidence to release a controller that has minimal tracking markers. What I do know is the Pro controllers will be compatible, so that will always be an option. Gurman also notes the headset feels significantly lighter, and that isn't due to the decrease in weight. You can see from the form factor the weight distribution is going to be more central to your face, which is probably why they still went with a strap design. The pancake lenses are mostly responsible from this. So from the promo and the report, what we can expect to look forward to is incredible mixed reality in combination with increased performance. 120Hz will become the new standard, a new layer of augmented reality experiences will start to populate the store. But this generation really represents the transition to the new reality. It's hard to forget, but AR is Meta's end goal, the next evolution of the smartphone era. Virtual reality is just a side effect, a necessary step to lead to true AR experiences. VR will always be an integral part, but the holy grail for companies like Meta and Apple is for a pair of glasses or contact lenses that give us a mixed reality overlay. The Quest 3 is the first mainstream step in that direction, and I just hope they keep the focus on virtual reality, as that's what brought us all here in the first place. I hope you enjoyed today's video, like and subscribe if you did. And as always, I'll catch you on the next one.